Phoenix Splash TV. Well, hello and welcome to another Game Analyzer, where we'll talk about Shenmue 3, the game everyone hates. Already? Yeah, there's so much negative press on the game, calling it names like scam and the beginning of the end of modern gaming. Whether it's long YouTube comments or Playboy articles, everyone is taking shots at Shenmue. Are they right? Let's find out. Usually the first set of shots I hear are towards Sony. People say that they're already backing the game. According to this guy, Adam Koralik, that's not true. Sony is only backing advertising. Now you might ask yourself, why is this? Well, it's Shenmue, guys, the game Sega blamed for crippling their company. The game that bombed on the Xbox original, even though it's the best game on there. Even the creator himself has stated Shenmue is a risk. So if you're a businessman, funding Shenmue is not a smart decision, given its history. Also, Sony as a company isn't exactly in the best shape. They can't afford to put their company in the hands of a game that has such a bad reputation. For more info on this subject, click a link below to the caveman's video. He obviously knows what he's talking about. He was probably in the cave with Ryo all these years. Now let's get into this statement that's flowing around. Shenmue is a AAA title, and being kickstarted. Does that mean future AAA games like Mario and Metal Gear will seek money? Well, let's analyze this. If Nintendo starts a Kickstarter for the next big Mario game, it wouldn't be as successful as Shenmue. Why? Because people expect a new Mario game anyway. The same can be said for Call of Duty and any big franchise. But okay, let's say Nintendo doesn't do a Kickstarter for Mario and instead starts a Kickstarter for F-Zero, a game that hasn't been seen since the GameCube days. Now that's a different story. Dormant F-Zero fans will rise up to the challenge. You see the difference? With the F-Zero scenario, the statement about AAA titles can be true. F-Zero is a AAA title, but it hasn't been seen for almost as long as Shenmue hasn't been seen. Is it such a bad thing for F-Zero to get kickstarted? I don't think so. I mean, creators are already doing this. Mighty No. 9, Yooka-Laylee, these are all representations of games that have already been around. Also, keep in mind that Sega is not doing the Kickstarter. YSNet is. The only difference between Shenmue and Mighty No. 9 is the fact that Yu Suzuki got the rights to use Shenmue names and characters. Let's say if Yu Suzuki was still with Sega and Sega decided to do the Kickstarter. That would make everything a lot easier, wouldn't it? The Sega arcade and toy capsules would all be there and it wouldn't cost a dime. So yes, Shenmue 3 might be the beginning of companies kickstarting titles they want to be revived creatively that make no sense business-wise. Basically, games like Shenmue. Now I have a message to Shenmue fans. My dear friends, please stop harassing Sega. That phase is over. Sure, Sega couldn't fund Shenmue, but they let Yu Suzuki use the Shenmue name and everything. Evidently, there are people at Sega who want to see a Shenmue 3, and that's why they gave him permission to use the name. You know, like you asked for on Twitter. So please, you're not in the 4th grade. Stop it. In fact, tell Sega thank you, because they didn't have to do that. They could have been stubborn about it and totally denied Yu Suzuki his wishes. Sega is not going to waste their money and make a sequel to a game that bombed. That's just crazy. Sorry, I went back to the 4th grade for a second. Well anyway, thank you Sega. Now let's talk about the physical copy of Shenmue 3 for PS4. To me, this sounds like something Sony had input on, and there's a good chance that Yu Suzuki can't do anything about it. I think it's just something we're gonna have to live with. Either that or tell Sony how you feel. I don't think telling Yu Suzuki is going to do much. I would like to have one though. I have a theory that the physical copy will be released in stores so that you can pay for the game again. I mean, it makes sense, right? Again, this is probably Sony's decision. There might even be extra features on it or something, but that's my theory. But, you know, again, it's too early to tell. After looking at the Reddit interview, I came across a few things to look at. He mentioned that he needed $10 million to make the Shenmue he envisioned. Now, that's a lot of money. It would be the highest funded Kickstarter game in existence, and it would be the 4th highest Kickstarted project, right behind that weird watch thing. Also, keep in mind that he's probably not solely relying on fans. He also has other means of funding, and he stated this a few times. There's an article floating around that states Yu Suzuki started up his own chain of lucky hit stands. In fact, if you want to do part-time work, the link is in the description below. All your proceeds go to Shenmue 3. Now I have this to say. I hated Sony before the Shenmue 3 announcement. Why? The PlayStation 2 ruined the Dreamcast. All because of what? A fucking DVD player? These are video game systems. I was actually hoping for Nintendo to grab Shenmue so that Miyamoto could work with Yu Suzuki and create a dream team. But you know, that's okay. It was somehow suspected that Sony would be the one to revive Shenmue, mainly by this guy again. I swear this guy was in the cave with Ryo, and honestly, that's okay for me. Maybe a Shenmue port will come out on 3DS, that way Shenmue can hoard up and be the first game franchise to be on a Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sega console, I think. Wait a minute, damn you, King of Fighters. Well, I hope I cleared some things up for you, but let's be honest, if you're a Shenmue fan, you probably already donated. Shenmue 3 is nothing but good, trust me. Yu Suzuki was planning this for a while. I'm sure the last thing he wants to do is screw the player out of a great game. But let's face the facts, hardcore fans have already donated. The challenge now is getting the iffy fans to donate, the people that kind of sort of like Shenmue. And that, my friends, is a hard challenge to overcome. I saw someone buying ads to get the Shenmue 3 message across. I personally went to my chums of about 300 people and got one person to donate $5. It was worth it. Now what's the solution? The simple answer is a re-release of Shenmue 1 and 2, and this is a possibility. Maybe Sega will ride the Shenmue hype train and deliver. But while there are people at Sega who would love to see Shenmue 3, let's not forget that there are people at Sega who hate Shenmue. I got personally banned from the Facebook page just for commenting on the 3DS ad for Outrun. I stated, "Man, this reminds me of Shenmue 2. Hanging out in the Golden Quarter, etc. and I love Shenmue comment." Now I can no longer post any comments on the Sega's Facebook. And now that's a bummer. People say the one thing that helps Shenmue 3 is to appeal to a famous person and get him to promote the game. Most people say PewDiePie or somebody with millions of views like Angry Joe. But if you're gonna choose a YouTuber, the choice is very, very obvious. You choose Mega64 to promote Shenmue 3. They've done many Shenmue references in their comedy sketches, and I mean, they obviously have some kind of connection with Shenmue. So that's who you need to go bug, not PewDiePie. PewDiePie doesn't care about Shenmue. I don't think Angry Joe does. Angry Video Game Nerd doesn't, they all care about Nintendo and Sony and stuff. You gotta go to Mega64. They're the only ones who've mentioned Shenmue. Other than that handsome devil game analyzer, another celebrity to appeal to is Tsukiko Amano. I mean, she's made it public that she wants to see a Shenmue 3. So I'm sure that would help in the Japanese side of the world, maybe. Those would be my two targets. If there's any more celebrities, I don't know them. Well, thanks for watching a quote financial game analyzer. Stay tuned for more Shenmue videos, whether it be me talking about Shenmue 3 or me talking about Shenmue 1 and 2. I might mention other games, but ever since Shenmue 3 got confirmed, I find myself playing nothing but Shenmue, and I have a lot to say about Shenmue. Oh, well, if you want a different game franchise, let me know in the comments, and I'll deliver. Please remember to subscribe, share, and do whatever you need to do. This is Game Analyzer, signing off.